we already know that Goku and Cooler will be the focus for at least part 1 of the worldwide celebration, and the official Global Dokkan Twitter already confirmed it themselves when they dropped their first hint for worldwide, which is literally a screenshot ripped right out of STR Cooler's super attack animation. So again, Goku Cooler part 1 already confirmed. Boom, easy. The question now becomes, what will be dropping for part 2 of the celebration? And I think this time around, it is pretty hard to answer that question because there isn't really much that they can show for when it comes to this movie for the part 2 LRs. Now, I want you to let me know, honestly, what would you like to see for part 2 of the celebration? You can keep it Cooler and Goku themed, you can keep it movie bosses and movie heroes themed, or you can literally give me anything you want. Who cares about limitations? Just go ahead and give me your thoughts. I'll let you know what I think about your thoughts in the comment section below after I post this video, obviously. But in this video, I want to show you and I want your thoughts on what I am going to propose for the part 2 LRs. Again, it's not going to be the craziest of answers, and usually these part 2 LRs aren't necessarily the hypest things of all time, but I do think there's still a few things that they can definitely show respect when it comes to you know, the part 2 LRs for the worldwide celebration. Now, let me just get this out of the way really quickly. I need you to quickly zero in and focus on a specific brand of soda, not a specific can. I don't care about the can, but a specific brand of soda. Focus on it, lock it in, and continue staring at it for the next few seconds. If I can guess what brand of soda you're looking at, you got caught lacking today. You got to subscribe to the channel, and it is what it is. However, if I don't guess it, you can skip today's subscriber challenge. Just know that I will catch you lacking in the next one. I'm going to assume right now that the brand of soda you're looking at is going to be the Sprite on the bottom right-hand side of the screen. So if I guessed that right, you got caught lacking today. I don't know why you're looking at that one out of all the other ones, but if you didn't, you can skip today's subscriber challenge. Again, I will catch you lacking in the next one. Stay tuned for that. Let's hop straight into the video. So first things first, the thing that we really need to understand is that Dokkan doesn't like to really mix their celebrations with other like sagas or movies or anything like that. Dokkan, when they focus on one specific thing, they ride that throughout the entire celebration. So for example, last year's Namek Saga Worldwide, everything you saw from every single image was focused around Namek Saga, right? Just like the year before that, Majin Buu Saga Worldwide, every single image, thing, campaign, whatever it could be, literally was focused around the Majin Buu Saga. Now, I know Legends has it to where sometimes, like for the anniversary, for example, they had the MEY for part 1, Dragon Fist Goku for part 2, and then Super Vegito for part 3, right? So 3 completely different arcs, and I'm not saying that Dokkan can't do that, but in this case specifically, it's pretty tough to tell because, again, like I mentioned, there isn't really much they can pull from. So the first thing I'm going to mention here in terms of what they can possibly drop for the part 2 LRs is I'm going to go ahead and mention the possibility of a Gohan and Icarus. Now, this one specifically is, I think, from the Lord Slug movie, but this one, because I think this comes from this specific story event, so this makes sense that it's from the Lord Slug movie. But I think this is the Gohan and Icarus that comes from what's it called, the Cooler's Revenge movie, right? The only thing is that this unit isn't necessarily, it's just Gohan, Kid Gohan. Like, there is no Gohan and Icarus in terms of the name unit in the game just yet, so they can technically give this guy an easy A, then drop an LR Kid Gohan and Icarus, and then make it so that this guy is featured on the banner, and then if you pull him, maybe this guy's like a support for that unit. I don't necessarily know how that would work, but I think an LR Gohan and Icarus could be pretty cool. Again, I don't know how it's going to work, but I think if at least we have a completely new name card in the game, I would be 100% okay with that, because again, these actually, is it? Yeah, it's Kid Gohan even as the SSR. I mean, I don't really know why it would change, but again, they definitely need to give some respect to Icarus right here. Now, I also think they could drop one of these, you know, long arm Piccolos, if you will. Now, when it comes to Piccolo, it's like, again, this is obviously from the Cooler movie. This is a Legends art, by the way. So Legends has paid their respects to this Piccolo, but Dokkan, I don't think they have. So I think it's possible that we see you know, Piccolo from the Cooler movie at least represented in part 2 of the celebration. Again, I don't necessarily know how hype that's going to be. But I mean, like, if you really think about it, how hype? Like, let me go ahead and to see the part 2 of the last year's worldwide. Like, how hype was Gohan and Krillin, and how hype was like I guess Exchange Vegeta was pretty cool, but Gohan and Krillin I don't really think was too hype. So I would say do not expect too much of these part 2 LRs. All right. So again, Piccolo could be the case, right? And Gohan and Icarus could definitely be the case. Another option I see is maybe the Armored Squadron, but again, they actually name these characters instead of just having it THOUSER and then Cooler's Armored Squadron. So they could have THOUSER or Celza, if you will. Is it Celza? What do they usually call? I forgot his name. Anyways, and then I think this guy's name is like Nasal or Naze or something, and I forgot this guy's name right here. But if they actually dropped an LR like this, and then just named all 3 of them, that would become, again, a completely new unit in the game that we can run probably right alongside this unit. And if they decided to give S tier Cooler and EZA, why not EZA this Bozo as well, and then make them really powerful on a Terrifying Conquerors team that could maybe, I don't know, support the LR, you know, THOUSER and whatever the other guys' names are. So again, that's definitely a possibility in my books. Another thing I really want to mention is maybe another version of Gohan and Krillin from this movie. Now, to my recollection, I haven't watched it in quite some time, but to my recollection, I think Gohan and Krillin do fight together in this movie. I think they either fight together or they get clapped together. It's one or the other, honestly. But regardless, I know they're both in the movie, that they're both fighting and whatever the case may be. So we could have another instance of Goku and Krillin. Before you say that, I mean, before you say... I said that, but it was just in my mind. Before you say that you don't see this happening, I'm not going to argue for it, but keep in mind that last year's Worldwide was literally Super Saiyan Goku and Frieza. And this year, it's going to be some variation of Super Saiyan Goku and Frieza's brother. So I wouldn't say it's out of the possibility that instead of having a new Krillin and Gohan, we have a new Gohan and Krillin, which technically I think is considered a new name, if you ask me. Again, I don't think it's going to happen, but I'm just getting these fodder options out of the way first. Another option I would actually like to see is this scene right here. Now, this is similar to the Vegeta and Goku exchange unit from last year, but instead of Goku and Vegeta, it is going to be Icarus, Oolong, and Gohan. Obviously, Gohan getting teased around right there. But I think a few moments, I forgot exactly how long, but a few moments after the scene, Goku actually pulls up and starts fighting all 3 of these guys here. So I could see some type of unit maybe where, again, it's Icarus, Oolong. I mean, it would be great to see Oolong as an LR, by the way. But Oolong, Icarus, and Gohan as, you know, some variation of the part 1, or sorry, the part 2 LR. I don't necessarily know what the condition would be, but eventually Goku would switch in, and he would start fighting all 3, or he would start fighting whoever he needs to fight. And actually, I couldn't find the GIF, but right after this attack, Goku, like, powers up and launches a key beam, or a key attack, whatever, at all 3 of them at the same exact time. So, technically, this Goku could be an AoE unit, right? So, let's say, again, Goku switches in, powers up, and the super attack is basically this. Actually, you know what this could be? This could be like a counter AoE. So imagine, like, not a counter, but like a melee nullification into an AoE. So if an enemy super attacks you with like a melee super attack, Goku can do this, counter it, and launch that AoE nullification thing. Sorry, not nullification. The AoE attack that maybe has like a guaranteed crit. I don't really know what they do. It's just an idea at the end of the day. But if you watch this scene, you know exactly what I'm talking about. I think this in the movie would be, or this in the game would look really cool, especially that scene where Goku launches all of them away just like that. I think that's really clean. Okay, another idea I have here is just Cooler from the Metal Cooler Army and Goku and Vegeta. Now I know this is probably one of the more popular options out there. The reason why I think they're not going to do it is because, again, Dokkan likes to focus on very specific themed celebrations. If it's movie heroes, sorry, not movie heroes. If it's going to be Cooler versus Goku from the first movie, it's going to be Cooler versus Goku from the first movie. I'm not saying that they can't drop this. They can I think it would make sense for the worldwide celebration to focus. If it's going to focus on Goku versus Cooler, it should focus, in my opinion, on both movies. So it should be part 1, Goku and Cooler, then part 2, Goku and Cooler again, but also from the second movie, like the Metal Cooler, if you will. This will also give a great opportunity, right, to see something like a LR Metal Cooler and then this Chad right here could have some type of active skill where he summons other metal coolers. So it could be like a cooler into metal cooler army type of unit. I don't necessarily know again how that would work, but I would love to see it in game, not just an LR metal cooler, but or an army version, but also just standalone. And then maybe he summons these through active skill or something like that. Or maybe revival. I don't really know what it would be. But this guy, if you think about it, would be a like he could have one of the craziest HP regenerating abilities in the game, because this guy literally does not die. You know what's actually really interesting? In this movie, right? And follow along with me here, Cooler has an ability where he mentions that if he takes an attack or he takes damage one way, he learns from it, right? And he won't make the same mistake again. So what if Cooler in Dokkan, right, an LR Part 2 Cooler, had the ability to where if he took like a melee super attack, he wouldn't take it again for the rest of the fight, because again, he learned from that, right? If he took a blast super attack, he won't take it again for the rest of the fight, because again, he already learned from that. And then I think that would be really freaking sick if you were to ask me. And maybe that activated only for like a few turns for the fight and then eventually went away. But I think that would be a really nice way of utilizing that ability of Coolers, and then also giving him a little bit of HP regen per turn or something like that. I don't really know again how that would work, but again, that is my idea. Again, it's just like, will they really drop this? I think it's a good idea, but I also think that it's probably going to be one of these other things, because again, all this is a great thing to add. It's just one of those things where Dokkan doesn't like to do that. I would love for them to break out of that, but I just don't see it happening. Even with the 7th anniversary, people said that, you know what, Mr. Baby, they broke that theme for the 7th anniversary, because again, it was basically Fusion theme part 1 and then Saiyan Saga theme part 2. The answer is no, it really wasn't. It was Goku and Vegeta themed anniversary. So they're gonna drop. They can drop a Goku and Vegeta from. They could have dropped the part 2 LR could have literally been Goku and Vegeta from the Cooler movie, right? And that still would have worked, because it's Goku and Vegeta. It's not fusions. It is Goku and Vegeta, which is why everything in this anniversary, as you see, has Goku, Vegeta, or maybe even the kids of Goku and Vegeta. You know, it's one of those types of celebrations. So yeah, let me know what you guys think though. Again, what do you want to see for part 2? These are all of my ideas, by the way. I think it's possible that we're going to see at least one of these. If we get 2 part 2 LRs, which by the way, I didn't forget to mention this, but part 2 will drop 2 LRs, not just 1. I know that they, you know, every single year before last year they did 1. But usually when Dokkan upgrades a banner like this, they're going to keep it moving forward, right? They're not going to just digress, or not digress, but they're not going to regress the year after. So yeah, I do expect to see 2 new LRs for the part 2 banner. But again, it's just, I don't know, man. It's if they don't have any one of these units, I could not tell you what they could drop. I don't know, man. Yeah, I'm gonna put my bets though probably on I would say some version of Piccolo, whether it's Piccolo and Gohan or Piccolo getting class. I don't really know. Some version of Piccolo, and then maybe some version of a unit that has Goku in it, because Goku sells, right? Just like the last year's part 2 banner, Goku sold because Goku was a part of the exchange with Vegeta. So if they have a Goku exchange like this unit, would be pretty freaking sick if you were to ask me. But again, hopefully you enjoyed. Let me know what you guys think, and yeah, I will see you in the next one. I cannot wait to read the comments. Peace.